There's a little bit of discomfort around the solar plexus, but it might just be just the lying down.
Okay, just wiggle your body a little bit and see if that torch, that light still is illuminating that area. Recheck it with the light. This is something that we need to pay attention to today.
Sort of releasing and coming up to my throat area.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said. Just speak a little louder.
I think it's coming up towards my throat area, so I think it might want to speak.
Okay, let's ask Archangel Michael to come in and just set his net of light around the solar plexus and then extend that net, let it stretch out to encompass the throat area. And now that that net has been placed, we're just going to ask him to cut any energetic cords that may be attached, connecting these ones to whatever is giving them energy outside of this body. And just allow all of this discomfort to reside within the net that Archangel Michael has placed. Thank you. I want you to look deep within this net now. When you look deep within, what color seems to be inside of there?
Blacky, smoky grey.
And if this blacky, smoky gray color had anything to say, what would it say?
I was hiding, hoping you wouldn't find me.
Thank you so much for coming forward. I thought you might be hiding. That's why we used that wonderful torch to eliminate you. And now that we see you, what is it that you're doing in this one?
I was playing with that energy. But they've all gone now. I don't know where they've gone. They've left me on my own.
Oh, just you here. It must be very lonely. What other kinds of things were you doing to this one's body besides playing with her energy?
I was putting doubt. I was creating pain. I was working with the device in the chest. I had a connection with that device in the chest. Ciphering energy from the solar plexus, the sacrum.
What did that device look like?
Like a powerful, almost circular. It's very powerful.
Who put it there?
It's an AI device. They kept changing it as they got experimented on which ones to put in. So the latest models put inside her.
Upgrading it as new technology became available. Is that what was going on?
This one almost had a consciousness of its own.
That's remarkable. Tell me more about it. It almost had a consciousness of its own, which means, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it almost took over this one's entire body. Is that correct?
Yes, Ted.
Wow.
Many strands down her spine, but also down her many cords down her chakras, connecting all the different energies, and sending the energy.
Do you have a name? Is there something I could call you or address you as?
Never had a name.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to call you by your name so that when I talk to you about this artificial intelligence device that's within this one, I just wanted to be able to differentiate between the two. So that device was something that you controlled. Is that correct?
No, the device controlled us, but it's gone now. It's been removed. The
Okay.
device controlled us.
Hmm. I'd like you to check one more time. I know you think that it might be gone, but you also said that it almost had its own consciousness, which means that it must have been really big and powerful. And it must have taken some really wonderful people or some really wonderful techniques in order to remove it. Could you tell me what happened that allowed it to be gone? What technique released it from this one laying on the bed?
So that's as if a big hand pulled it out. It was the net I was in. The net was pulled it out.
So the two things were needed in order to pull it out.
Yeah.
Was that something that recently happened? Can you would you please show this one at what point in time it was released in our time frames?
It was released in another session, but there was more left. That was released. And she had the session with Alicia. Alicia
Thank
could see it, so it couldn't hide.
Very good. Thank you.
But
I
there
want
was more
to.
devices that had to be taken away as well.
And are any of those left over in here? I know you said that the big one is gone, but are there any of the little ones left over?
Not that I can find. Quite empty in here now.
Mm. Was there anything else that you were doing to this one's body in order to let her know that you were still there?
She still didn't feel that she had full control. But I tried to hide myself.
Why were you trying to hide?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't realize what it would be like to be on my own.
And now that you've had a sense of being alone, would you like to go somewhere where there are others?
Yeah.
Was there ever a time that you had a human body?
No, I'm just swirly mist, just energy.
How was it that you were created then?
I was like a thought form from a ship. It's the thought forms. That's how I tell it, I think.
Thank you. Did this one laying on the bed have that thought form in order to create you?
I think had fed off her thought forms. She had so many negative thoughts. It was easy to influence her. So many negative emotions and thoughts.
Do you recognize how old she was when you decided to catch on to those thought forms?
In her mid-20s.
Show her the scene when she was in her 20s of when you decided to catch a ride with her.
I'm seeing the car accident. I don't know whether that's right. The 26th, the car accident. And I broke my neck.
Thank you for showing her that scene of when she was vulnerable. This one laying on the bed. Do you need any more clarity for how this one came to be attached to you?
Yeah.
Would you like to go back to that moment in time where you broke your neck and change that scene so that this does not get attached to you?
Playing it in my mind.
Sorry, the microphone did not pick up what you just said.
I'm replaying it in my mind.
Yeah, change that scene. You can also change the scene so that you do not break your neck, thus changing every single day from that day forward. Describe for me what you are seeing.
I'm seeing that I'm in my favorite car, in that car, and instead of the car, which stopped the traffic lights, instead of the car going around the corner and hitting us, I just leaned forwards and turned the volume up on the radio, and then the traffic light changed, and they drive off. My boyfriend drives off, and I'm smiling, and I'm listening to the tune. It's making me happy.
I want you to continue playing this scene. Keep it going forward until you are at the age that you are right now, laying on this bed. See different aspects changing, altering, living your life the way that you should have lived without a broken neck, without that crash happening. Let it come fully focused in your mind. Allow all of those beautiful, happy moments to flood your mind, flood your thoughts right now.
Weird. All I'm seeing is like being able to do a backwards roll,
Mhm.
rolling the time,
Yes,
and
that's
just
what I was
rolling and
hoping for.
rolling.
That's right, fast forwarding that movie.
Hmm.
If there are key points that you would like to speak out loud, I think that would be fantastic so that we have it on the recording.
No, I'm just seeing things like being able to do even more with my dancing and being more confident with my horse riding. And I feel that I'm fine now. I feel like I've gone through it all now.
Beautiful. And now when you scan your body with that flashlight that's illuminating everything that needs attention in your body, we have that blackish, smoky gray still trapped in the net. But I want you to look at it again. This time, you're seeing it through a different perspective because we've shifted the reality of how it got there to begin with. Look deep within that net where it was. What do you see?
See, it's like a pink coloured, like a pink cloud. It feels good. It feels okay.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. we're going to ask that Archangel Michael use his net of light to sift through that pink cloud now. And what's going to happen is he is just going to lift up and out any dense, dark energy that may have been left. And it's going to act like a filter, just sifting through the pink cloud, allowing the pink cloud, probably of compassion, to still be there while taking out all of the negative things. On the count of 3, we're going to strike a tuning fork that will assist in releasing gracefully and easily any residual dark presence that might be there. 1, 2, 3. How did that feel?
Felt good.
Describe for me what you saw and felt.
Just felt it releasing. I almost got the side of a tiniest little piece of like metal going up. As the net flew through the pink energy, there was just like this, almost like a grain of sand, but it was like black, shiny, like metal. And that left.
That sounds beautiful. Nice release right there with your yawn. Good. I'd like to speak to your higher self. Could you please bring forward your higher self for me to speak with? Would it be appropriate to speak with your higher self at this point in time?
Sure, if I'm under enough to speak to my higher self.
Mm. Well, let me just ask then. When you use a torch to highlight your body through a scan, is there anything residual left over from what we just cleared?
Okay.
And then finish scanning the entire body, looking for any dense energy. Use that light, because that light is magical. It highlights anything that might be hidden.
I think it's unclear.
Beautiful. I'd like you to change the color. Actually, what was the color that you used to highlight anything that may be hidden?
Right. It's white.
I'd like you to change the color to green. And I want you to use this green light And scan your body this time, paying particular attention to your internal organs. Let me know which internal organ is highlighted even more when you shine this green light on it.
My lungs.
That's where I thought we were going to go. I'd like you to use this green light even more. If you are holding it with one hand, I want you to hold it now with two hands. And as you place that second hand on this torch, you'll notice that the energy increases. And the next thing that I want you to see is Archangel Raphael coming in. Archangel Raphael is now going to place his hands on your hands. Together, the two of you are going to make this green healing light even more powerful. And you sense that the energy is filling up within your hands. You notice that it starts to go beyond your hands and through the torch. And now it is focused on your lungs. And I want you to find that pinhole in your lungs. Allow it to illuminate the pinhole. I sense that there is a pinhole in there. That's why I'm guiding you this way. See that pinhole filling up with green, healing light.
Yes.
Now I want you to take another part of your awareness and step into that hole. I just want you to stand there and look inside. And on the count of 3, you're going to have a memory that comes up. When I reach the number 3, that memory that's going to come up is going to be a memory from any lifetime, any dimension that you need to see in order to help figure out why this hole formed and why you keep feeding this hole. 1, 2, 3. Allow it to come into focus. Describe for me what you're seeing.
I don't understand what I'm seeing. Like
Using
trees but that are on fire, but the fire is green. I don't understand.
sometimes our minds, our thoughts use metaphors, and it just gives us bits and pieces of information. Just keep looking around. I know that it doesn't make sense, but eventually it will. Trust that it will make sense. Just keep looking around. What else do you see?
I don't see anything now. I don't know.
Okay, return your thoughts to the trees that are on fire and just observe them. Just watch how the flames are lighting the trees, igniting the trees. And I want you to listen. What do you hear?
Can't hear or see anything. Everything's just grey. Just there's grey space behind my eyes.
That's okay. Usually gray is the color of smoke. Take a nice deep breath. What does it smell like?
And now see, like I'm seeing a child running in front of me, and I'm running along, but it's like I'm meant to see the child, not me, as if the child is me,
Mm-hmm.
running scared, running away from something, all alone. Wanted to hide. Nobody there for the child.
What would you like to do with this child?
I'd like to pick it up, put it on the back of a horse, and send it to safety. The horse will know where to go.
If there's no one else, would you go on the horse with the child?
Yes,
Let's do that. Collapsing all time and all space, you can be at the next safe place that you need to be. You find yourself at the next safe place.
you see, feel. There's a forest behind us, but spine is not on fire anymore.
Okay, that's good.
Still don't feel any connection towards the child or the child towards me.
I thought that might be an issue as well. So this child doesn't have any idea who you are. You were just a stranger who saw the child running and scooped it up, placed it on a horse.
The metaphor that I've always been on my own. But from a child, I've never had anybody. Nobody to look after me, nobody to protect me. I think it's to do with like self-punishment.
Well, looking at the child in this scene, it would appear that they are alone and that there is nobody else. The child was running out of fear, and then you appeared. Even though the child is afraid or was afraid, let him know, let her know that you are in its life now. I want you to share memories, gain the child's trust. Whatever needs to happen to gain her trust will happen in an instant. And then I want you to share the memories of the adjusted timeline that we went through, showing her how wonderful you've turned out. All of the positive images, all of the lifetime that we shifted to a few moments ago, share those memories with her.
Instead of doing that, I'm finding myself reminding myself about my guides and the fact I'm always protected when I
That's
feel
okay.
like I'm not.
You would rather show her the guides?
I'd rather appear to her like a guide.
That's beautiful.
I'm just picking her up.
If she sees you as a guide, allow her to describe you. Ask her what her guide looks like at that age.
I'm seeing a male. Dark hair, all in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s. So confusing.
Keep going. What's he wearing?
Um, Thin leather, like a medieval type, tunicky type thing, like England medieval. I'm very confusing.
Ask him if he has a name, something that we can call him.
Sage,
Sage.
yeah.
Beautiful. Show this little girl, or allow this little girl to age And while she is aging, growing older, see Sage growing with her, alongside of her, until you become the age that you are right now, laying on the bed.
Okay.
And as you are laying on the bed, do you see, sense, and feel Sage with you?
Yes, on my right hand side.
Beautiful. Ask him how you will know, how you will recognize that he is there when you are not in a session and you are just going about in your daily life.
Something about touching my right, holding my right hand. If I need comfort, I touch my right hand and go down.
And while you're touching your right hand, providing comfort, his other hand will be placed on your back, making the connection through your body. While that connection is made, notice that any healing that needs to happen in your lungs is happening. See all of the cells in your lungs dying off, releasing the dead cells that required smoke in order to suppress them. See your body reinvigorating the cells in your lungs, growing new cells and allowing the old ones to die off. Multiplying. They're growing faster now. Describe for me what you see.
It's almost like the green vines.
The areola or alveoli. The areola. I think it's the areola. Those little, they're like veins going throughout, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that you do both lungs. Feel that we're just in the left side. Make sure that carries over to the right side, vice versa.
feels like it's complete.
Beautiful. At this point in time, is there a color that you would like to fill into these spaces? Is there another color? Or do you want to just expand the light that you see within? It can pulse out and shift to pink color if you want. Tell me, how would you like for the rest of the cells in your body to notice that that dark, smoky energy is gone?
Pink would be nice.
Mm-hmm. How is it going to let the other cells in your body become aware that that dark, smoky color is gone?
You can use the tuning forks.
Is the color going to pour in, or is it going to be a pulse of light? We'll use the tuning fork, but I want you to describe for me what happens when the tuning fork resonates on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Pulsed out.
At any point, if you need the tuning fork to be struck again, please let me know.
If you could do it one more time, please.
I had that feeling. Here we go. Take a nice deep breath. How does that feel?
It's a lot better.
Say again.
It feels a lot better.
I want you to imagine getting up from this session, reaching for a cigarette. I want you to imagine lighting it. What emotion comes up when you do that?
Failure and sadness.
Now, are you happy to have those emotions? Look deep within. It's a really deep question. Ask yourself if you are happy to have failure and sadness. Does it give some part of you satisfaction? And it's okay if you say yes. That just means that we need to find that portion of yourself that is saying yes.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Beautiful. Go back to imagining yourself lighting the cigarette. And when you take that inhale, imagine taking that inhalation and you get that sense of failure and sadness. I want you to follow the smoke that goes in your mouth, down your throat. Follow it from there and let me know where the failure and the sadness resides.
In my root chakra.
Anywhere else?
And in my solar plexus.
Anywhere else?
Maybe in between my shoulder blades and my throat.
Anywhere else?
No, I think that's it.
Very good. Looking even closer at all of these spots, I want you to see if they are all connected. Is there a cord that's connecting them? Or some sort of linkage?
I think there must be.
Mhm. Allow it to come into focus. Let's see what it is that keeps them all connected to each other.
Not getting much connection.
I'll tell you what I saw. It's slime. You know that goop that you play with as a child? It's like
Yeah.
slimy goop that connects them. So looking at your root chakra, your solar plexus, and between your shoulder blades, we're actually going to change the smoke that you inhale into the breath of life. See yourself standing in front of yourself. Notice that the smoke that you inhaled goes all the way down to your root, goes down to your solar plexus, and it pushes through to your shoulder blades. We're just observing it now as you have your cigarette. As you're standing and watching yourself smoking, I want you to take a deep breath in into the newly healed lungs that you have. See your breath blowing on your shoulder blades. You can see it as white light coming out of your lungs. Take another breath and blow on your solar plexus. And a third breath, blowing on your root chakra. Describe for me what all of this looks like. Describe for me the transformation that takes place.
It feels fresh and clean.
Go ahead and shift your body. And if you need to cough, go ahead. Imagine that when you cough, that stuff that was going all the way down to the root, the solar plexus and your shoulder blades is being forced out of you. See those particles floating in the air in front of you. Take your left hand that you just coughed in and hold it as if you were holding all of the slime that you just took out, all of that stuff that was keeping you trapped with failure and sadness. And I want you to hand all of that to someone else. Who would you like to give that to in order to shift it and remove it from you forever?
Prefer to just, I don't want to hand it to anybody else. Floor.
We need to shift it so that it never catches on to anybody else again, so that you don't accidentally pick it up again. You can transform it yourself. As you are dropping it, see it becoming something high energy.
Seen it grow into a patch of flowers, of daisies.
Beautiful.